got it tacked up. And if you get too close, you're getting cracked up. Stone cold when I roll, coming out of the hole. Get back, cause I'm out of control. I'm on the edge.
Welcome to Lucas Oil on the Edge. This week we're going to one of the oldest drag strips in the country for door slamming wheel standing at its best. The competitors in this event won't hold anything back because there's a $4,000 prize on the line. Wheels up only on OTE.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the fan favorites here. Stout and Olson calling the action for you here today. Olson actually up there working the crowd already. We'll get him in here into the booth. This is the wheel stand presented by Lucas Oil at Bunker Hill Drag Strip, Bunker Hill, Indiana. And the cars that are out here, some of them are some of the coolest cars on the planet. First, let's go down to Rob Klepper.
Well, thanks a lot, fellas. It's called a wheel stand competition because it's all about one thing, doing a wheelie. Now, I can do it on my bike at home, but it's a little bit different here today. A lot of horsepower, but it's all about who can go the furthest. Big money up for grabs, $4,000 to the winner. This is how it's going to roll. 2 rounds of action. In each round, you get 2 chances. You can use that mulligan if you have to. Who has the total distance, the most distance at the end of the day, will take home the big money here at Bunker Hill.
All right, how do you do a wheel stand? Well, we've gotten Brian Olson back up here into the booth, and he's going to help explain it.
Well, you try to lighten that front end up. You got to have a lot of steam. Horsepower, very important. Some drivers will use nitrous oxide. Some drivers will throw a big bunch of weight back in the back. There's a lot of things you got to do, but mostly you got to have driver control like this guy, A.J. Fiorelli.
Just a beautiful 68 Plymouth Barracuda, one of the coolest cars to ever show up at the drag strip. He unloads the back tires nice and straight, but I guarantee you he wishes he would have been able to carry that thing out a little bit further. Nice paint job too, by the way.
Yeah, that's one of them Olson paint and body jobs there. And I tell you what they'll do, they get 2 opportunities at it here, and you'll take the best run of the 2 is the one that'll count.
A little bit better that time, and man, did he land hard.
AJ's been doing it a long time. We'll watch it in replay. Watch the sparks. Man, did that thing hit hard.
One more look at it here again. I mean, launches beautifully. I mean, dragging the back bumper, unloads the back tires right there. Definitely a little further distance, but man, when that thing comes down, it landed hard.
Woo! Well, that's not the kind of length he'd like to have. Here is Robert Howard. Now, Robert's one of the local guys from right there in Peru. He runs a Don Purvis powered machine and Drew Olson graphics. Napa Auto Parts. Designs by Cougar, paint by Ambrose. The guy in the black shirt right there, well, he's doing the measuring. That is Steve Daniels, your track owner and operator. He's real good at it. What a shot! How about that ride?
Great looking wheel stand. Again, nice and straight. And you were talking about setup before. That is by design as they put the air pressure in those rear tires and get them to drive as straight as possible. But yeah, I'd say in distance, that by far is a winner right now, or a leader, I should say.
Something happened right there. He just hit the tire, and on the second lick, and you get heat in the motor, and there's just a lot of things. But you can tell right there, that one was not meant to be. But the first one for Howard will count at 191 feet. He is your leader. Here comes the wild man, Jeff Wild. That's really his name.
Drop top on that one, open roof, and way over there by the guardrail. In fact, I think he kissed it right at the very end with that Buick.
Yeah, that Kasperian horsepower nails that thing, and it's right up in the air. And man, when it came down, right into the wall. Let's watch it in replay. First run of the year of the car, and right into the retaining wall. That is a tough way to go for the wild man. I'm sure his feelings will be hurt.
Guys, that's a pinstripe, a long pinstripe on the yellow machine driven by Jeff Wild. Remember, car went to the right into the guardrail there. You got off the gas just in time to keep it off the guardrail. But what was the ensuing problem with the car after that, and what do we look for in the second round?
Well, when the back tires start unloading, the car just wants to turn to the right. It's in midair. You can't do anything about it, and that's why I always pick the left lane. But when they told me to go in the right-hand lane, you know, it's Bunker Hill. There's fans here. You gotta do it. And I pretty much figured that if it unloaded, went up, it was going to start going to the right. And I felt it going to the right, and I started to shut it off. And thank God, because I would have landed right on it.
Knows his car well. And that's exactly what happened, by the way. You can see that in the replay as it unloaded and loaded up the left rear when it came back down. Our next competitor here, another Plymouth Barracuda. This one driven by Larry Jelinuski.
Hi, Mom. One of the best in the business and a purpose-built car, and he is good. Larry's won a lot of money with that Barracuda. What some of the purists would see that thing and go, oh my gosh, just like they would have if they saw that 70 grand sport a while ago convertible.
Oh man, spun the tire just a little bit there, still yanked the front end way up in the air and carried it out, but that first one was much better, much higher, and much more distance.
Keep in mind, each driver gets 2 opportunities per round. This is only round at number 1. So they'll get some information, not really data acquisition. Man, oh man, we got more coming up. It'll be fun.
This Lucas Oil On the Edge telecast is being brought to you by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world. General Tire, anywhere is possible. And by ReadyLift.com. Don't just lift it, ready lift it.
We're back in Indiana for the Wheelstand event here on Lucas Oil On the Edge. This event is judged on distance, and the leader after the first 4 competitors is Robert Howard at 191 feet. Next up is Ricky Wood in his Blue Vega. Can he move Howard out of first place?
The mark to beat for Robert Howard, 191 feet. Robert Howard getting it done out here so far. A couple of competitors left. Let's go down to Rob Klepper.
Guys, we had a little bit of precipitation, a little rain come through Bunker Hill earlier today. Looks like she's starting to rain again.
Ricky Wood with that 72 model Chevrolet Vega coming out here.
The Sean Transmission sponsored car, and this is actually one of the cars that throughout the course of the Racing Weekly program, it pulled pretty good wheel stand just about like that.
Yeah, nice and straight. I mean, you couldn't ask for any more than that, and rotates it back, not quite as high as we've seen for some of those other cars. We'll find out what he does here on run number 2.
Of the first 3 cars that we saw, none were equipped with wheelie bars. Ricky Wood's car, though, is more of a regular bracket car that is got itself wheelie bars right on the back of it there.
Yeah, and again, it seems like the second attempt for everybody out here has been a bit of a struggle. Again, it looked like he might have spun the tire just a little bit on that Vega, and it cost him.
10-year veteran of wheelstand competitions out of Northwest Illinois, Greg Brocious. Now, you know, we see some of these cars out here, nice, pretty paint jobs. Looks like they're out there polishing them all week long. No offense, bud, but we don't have that here. What kind of ride do you have here at Bunker Hill?
Fresh out of the barn, pretty much.
Just a gasser. Yep. I mean, what is it? What are we looking at?
It's a 63 Chevy 2. Straight axle gasser, still running a clutch in it. Small block, lots of fun.
Lots of fun. Now, you've been doing this for 10 years. What's the most fun about being on the racetrack and going against some of these other prettier cars?
Just doing wheelies. The wheelies is the fun part. And braking's not so fun, but wheelies is what it's all about.
Ken, I got to tell you, he rolled into the track with a brand spanking new 2013 Crew Cab Dually and about a 600-foot trailer.
Take a look at that. That is a relic right there for sure.
The
old
high
shoebox
wow.
Nova.
Yep, you gotta love it. It's a stick car, true stick shift machine. Straight axle, the whole deal.
One thing about it, you don't have to worry about scratching it.
It is a cool car. It's a period car, and he left it just like it was.
Well, I definitely got some more height that time.
Woo! Across the center line.
And took the cone out.
Oh, man. Bro's just one of the coolest guys. Check out this onboard shot. Is that awesome or what?
Really an old school look. That's how they used to do it back in the day for sure. He's not going to have enough to win here today, though. We are not finished just yet. We'll find out if Ricky Kirkpatrick can bring anything to the table.
Yeah, the Kirkpatrick family, there's mother, father, Ricky, and Ryan. And there's the fans. A lot of folks come out to see this. Woo! Look at that. The guy in the black right there holding the wheel, that is Steve Daniels. Once again, the track owner and operator here at Bunker Hill. He does a great job here. Another great onboard shot.
Those cars are so popular for bracket racing, such good cars, and boy, he really rotated that one nicely. You couldn't ask for a better wheel stand than that.
That baby is smooth. Small tires on the back, by the way.
Wheelie bars pulled all the way up to the back bumper, and again, that same MO, second time, every time out. They seem to spin the tires, but that first one was exceptional as we take another look at our General Tire instant replay.
I know from my many years of racing, the hotter your engine gets, the less power it's going to make.
Well, guys, as we got set to go racing in round number 2 here at Bunker Hill in the wheel stand competition, Mother Nature said, it's not going to happen, boys. Continues to rain here in central Indiana, so round 2 has been washed out. That means Ricky Kirkpatrick, who laid down 225 feet in the air, will be our winner here today at Bunker Hill.
$4,000 goes to that guy right there. He put on a show for the fans.
Now, there was a lot of other money divvied out as well. I mean, everybody left with a little something. Had several sponsors pull in and throw up $400 a piece. It was great.
Well, guys, with round 2 washed out, Ricky Kirkpatrick, who laid down 225 feet, you told me should have been 325 plus in round number 1, takes home the win, $4,000. Richard, congratulations, bud.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. We've been trying for 4 years at this. This is our 4th shot at it here, and finally got it, so I'm really thrilled tonight.
A lot of nice cars here. Not to say that your car is not nice, but the wagon got it done, man.
The wagon gets it done every time, and nobody ever sees it coming from it. That's the best part.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We love to hear from our fans. Go to www.facebook.com and become a fan of Lucas Oil on the Edge. Join our OTE private group or like our page. Then post your comments about this Lucas Oil on the Edge episode.
Welcome back to OTE. We're heading out west to the land of enchantment, Albuquerque, New Mexico, for the Quick 8 quads. These are the fastest quads on the property, and they're ready to go head-to-head on the Dirt 300. Let's send it to Ken and Brian for more on this awesome event.
Welcome once again as we get ready to go sand drag racing here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Our good friend Charlie Fagan has started this one up. The sand drag racing presented by General Tire, the Dirt 300 at Albuquerque Dragway. Let's get it down to Danny.
The quickest quads to hit the sand are coming up next here at the Dirt 300. These are not your usual quads. They're going to be tackling this track as fast as they can. Be ready for some wide open horsepower.
All right, we're going to feature the Quick 8 quads. Don't let that name throw you off. Some of them are three-wheelers. And once again, as we take a look at that ladder, let's get it back down to Danny.
All right, guys, I'm with Lance Root, and you are one of the fastest 8 in your class on a kind of crazy machine that looks different than the rest of them.
Yeah.
You're still in the quad class, but you're running 3 wheels.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about your ride?
It's a 1385 Kawasaki turbo, 2 stages of nitrous, funny bike motor. It's probably the smoothest ride out here as far as the drag bikes go. It qualified number 1 with a 352, and we're just excited to be here and be on TV and lay down some good numbers for television,
That one definitely sounds like he could get it done. That is a lot of horsepower inside of that thing. As you can see, he is pretty much laid down on it. The paddle tires will give him a ton of grip. Kevlar paddles on those, and I can only imagine that thing is making upwards of 500 horsepower or so.
Oh, no question. And did you see the size of that guy? I mean, he's no small fella to be riding that thing. What a nice, smooth run.
358 at 91 miles per hour. That's over the course of 300 feet.
Look how picture perfect it is. He was right when he said it goes straight down through there. That thing didn't bobble 1 inch either way, left, right, or otherwise. And that is an easy round 1 win for Lance.
All right, we'll continue on with the category here and a look at one of the true quads, if you will. 4 wheels on this one. Mike Zeck and Chris Tapia.
A little bit different than your normal quad, but I guess it's got that body on there. Small front wheels on both of them. And reaction time's very critical. Good drag race.
You can hear the 2-strokes, of course, screaming out there, and big difference in the times of that 396 is a pretty good effort there in the far lane.
77 miles an hour overall. And like you said, in 300 feet. That's pretty darn quick.
Good look at it from our Lucas Oil instant replay. We'll continue on here with round number 1. Up next will be Luis Gonzalez and Dakota Crockett. And I've got to wonder in that triple right there if that's an older H2 motor that we used to see in pro stock motorcycle drag racing back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to wonder that. It's got the sound and the exhaust look of it, without a doubt. It's fast, whatever it is. 376. Luis goes 88.69 miles per hour for the win.
Yeah, second quickest pass we've had so far this round. Great looking bike, no doubt. You can see the front wheels turned right there. That could be a little bit sketchy as it starts to set it back down and knocks him over there to the right, but everything ended up all right.
Yeah, there's a couple hundreds of ET lost right there. Oh, look at that cool shot from behind. Oh, what would we do without them GoPros?
Kicking up a nice roost in our Lucas Oil instant replay.
Wow.
One pair left here in round number 1. Take a look at this unique looking machine. Just gotta love it, man. Look at that rooster tail. Absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, Chris will not win it. I think they should just let him come out here every round so we can watch him. But Leroy is going to pick up the win right here to 396. But yes, the bike on the right, a two-wheeler with a massive rear tire.
That thing was huge. Leroy made it look kind of easy, but look at that thing. Spew that dirt up. We'll be right back in just a few.
Listen up, Lucas Oil on the Edge fans. It's time to prove how much you love OTE by downloading the free Lucas Oil on the Edge app for your iPhone and iPad. You can check out the OTE schedule, see past shows, and meet the cast. In addition, you can browse the OTE apparel. This is an app that has it all and is a must for every Lucas Oil on the Edge fan.
All right, we're sand drag racing here in our Quick 8 category. Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Charlie Fagan putting on a great event here for the fans and for the competitors themselves. Round 2, Lance Root and Chris Tapia. Lance laid down quick ET of round number 1. There's a look at it right there. The Kawasaki is awesome. Turbocharged and nitrous on that 1396 combination.
Legitimately, we could have a Tapia final here as Chris and Leroy both made the semis. Oh, but a red light start right there for Chris.
Tough break for Chris. He knew he had to get out to that light. He had a performance advantage over there on the other side with Lance, and he went after it. Unfortunately, he left too quick and got the red light. He actually drug Lance with him.
Man, oh man. Look at Lance's bike. It moved around just a little bit on the front half of the course, but on the back half, it was wide open, man, doing what it does best.
All right, Lance, you are on to the finals in quick quad. Talk to me about that last run.
You know, it hooked up, and I don't know what time I ran, but I definitely felt it, and, you know, I'm on to the next round, so, you know, here to do what we do.
Are you going to make any changes before finals?
I'm just going to put the 2-stage nitrous on it, so hopefully we can get like a 30 out of it for everybody, you know.
All right, here comes our second half of the semifinals. Luis Gonzalez and Leroy Tapia. Last time out, Gonzalez put a 376 up on the board, so that one is equally impressive. Leroy Tapia put a 396 on the board. He's got to find a couple of tenths here to hang with Gonzalez. Tapia in the far lane. Gonzalez in the near lane, picks up that front end, carries it nicely through the course. And how about this, man? A 367. He's got a little something to play with as he'll go to the final round against Lance Root, who just ran a 364.
Yeah, he's only a couple hundredths away, and he was second off that starting line. Tapia did what he needed to do. He was better off the tree, but he did not have the steam at the 300-foot mark. So Gonzalez and Root will match up in the final here.
The final round of competition is coming up next. Stay with us.
This Lucas Oil on the Edge telecast is being brought to you by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world. General Tire, anywhere is possible. And by ReadyLift.com. Don't just lift it, ready lift it.
Welcome back to Lucas Oil on the Edge. We are here covering the Quick 8 action in Albuquerque. And we are down to the final round. The two quickest have made it to the show. Here's our picks here. I'm going to go with Lance Root. He has been quick all day long. That trike is awesome.
Surprise, surprise. Well, I'll take Louis Gonzalez. I'll take the underdog. He only ran 300 slower.
Underdog?
Well, in the semifinal round. I always get the underdog.
I don't know if I'd call him an underdog based on his semifinal performance. He went a 367, Lance a 364, so really both of them pair up very nicely here.
Yeah, this should be a great matchup. Root goes in and puts both bulbs on every time.
Oh, and he rolls through.
Oh, man.
He got up on the chip a little bit, and you could see it started to roll, and he goes red. He goes quicker just to boot, and Lance was late. That was there for the taking for Lewis, and he messed it up.
I don't think Lewis even knew he went red. He's looking over to see that he's ahead.
Look at him rolling right here. Never came to a stop.
Yeah, but he rolled those beams. And I think that is, maybe I'm wrong. What a great shot.
Ready to live, taking us for a ride on the wheelie bar there of Lance's machine. He steals one here. He made a mistake, but he got away with it.
Lance, congratulations on your Pro Quad Quick 8 win. Take me through that last run.
I staged and, I turned it up for the crowd and to put it on these guys, and luckily they got a little anxious and red lit. That's we come here to race and that's racing. You know what I mean? People get anxious and red light and I just want to thank my mom, my grandma, my dad, my daughter, and my teammates, Mike Brock, and especially Lucas for coming out here and televising us, and I really appreciate it.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun coming out here and covering the Pro Open Quad Quick 8 along with all the racing action that we cover here with Lucas Oil on the Edge. Hope you enjoyed all the great action as well. For Brian Olson, I'm Ken Stout. Remember, you're not living unless you're on the edge.